Thank you for joining Sports Development Series. We yours truly, Boma Ekiora.
Our Sportdev series is sponsored by Arewa Baobab Fruit Powder, one of the most nutritious substances on the planet. Get your Baobab Fruit Powder from arewabaobab.com.
Sportdev series, welcome guys. So, I recently read an article that talked about Paul Pogba failing a random drug test after a Juventus game against Udinese and maybe facing a 2 to 4 year ban. Now, for those of you who don't know who Paul Pogba is, I mean, this guy may at one point have been listed as possibly the best player in the world. And again, let me backtrack a little bit. So I'm making this little monologue because Paul Pogba, I've always been a fan of his. I think, he's still playing, so I just think his skills are amazing. He's a fantastic player, hands down. Won the World Cup, won the U20 World Cup with France. Best young player award. The guy just had accolades and accolades. So that's who Paul Pogba is. He's born and raised in France, but then his parents are from Guinea. He broke out. He initially had gotten signed by Manchester United as a youth player. But then after a while, they persuaded him to join Italian side Juventus, which was a free transfer in 2012. He went there, balled out of control, put up crazy numbers, was a phenom, and then decided to go back to United, which you could dig into a little bit more. I thought it was a mistake. I thought he should have stayed at Juve and continued to do his thing and maybe eventually go on to Real Madrid instead of going to United. The stint at United wasn't good. I didn't think the Manchester United faithful appreciated him and what he brought to the table. There were constant complaints. He seemed like, personality-wise, the kind of guy who liked to go on social media, put out videos. He loved his African dance and music. And that seemed to be a problem with some people. So instead of focusing on some things he did on the field, they criticized him nonstop. And he had some problems at United, but still, his skill on the field was undoubtable. What he was doing and what he could do, just the kind of guy that you would love to watch, exceptional player. So let's fast forward to today. I read this article that Højbjerg from Tottenham is being touted as a possible replacement for Paul Pogba at Juve, primarily because of the suspension. And to me, looking at the situation, what jumped out at me at the article at first was, how could Højbjerg be a replacement for Pogba? But this is where it is, which kind of indicates just how much he's fallen from grace. And so what happened? He tested positive in his B sample for a performance-enhancing drug. And Juve is at this point trying to decide how they should proceed with his contract, which is supposed to run till 2026. He's been suspended provisionally. And then I think the B sample also came back positive. Pogba is 30. He's going to turn 31, I believe, or he's 31 at the moment. And so it's an interesting situation. I think he's still appealing and trying to figure out what to do, but they're at the point where they have to decide what they want to do, and they need a midfielder, right? So they're going to still have to move forward. But it's just crazy how a guy who pretty much should have been, Pogba was the creme de la creme, is now at this point where this could be the end of his career. Possibly, because if he's banned for 2 to 4 years, even if he's banned for 3 years, he comes back. He's 34, right? In soccer world, that's out there. That's at the end of your career. So anyway, this is one of my favorite players, that is. I'll continue to watch his space. Hopefully, there's some kind of explanation and he doesn't get banned that long, and he could get back to playing. If I was him, if you can somehow squeak out of this ban, take your skills to Saudi Arabia or something. Go play in your 30s. Just go over there and have the last couple of years of your contract or of your career played out, and make some money and call it a day. I think that would be my advice to Paul Pogba in this situation. Just looking at it on the outside, but let's see what happens. See if he gets banned. All right, Sports Dev, thank you for joining us. All the best, guys.